It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, we are currently in the month of March. I'm sure most of you know that, but you may not know that March is Women's History Month, and that is why we have been including quite a bit of music by women this month intentionally. And so today I am making it a Woman Wednesday because we're going back to music from the band Lovebites, and I'm really excited about this one, y'all. I've only reacted to their music once on the channel previously, and it's been about 2 years since I have done so. So when I was made aware of a song by this all-female metal band from Japan that includes music or incorporates music by the Polish composer Friedrich Chopin, I thought, I think it's time for me to listen to more Love Bites. And so that's what we're up to today. I'm glad that you're along for the ride. The song that we're going to hear is called Swan Song. It is the last track from their third studio album called Electric Pentagram, which was released in January of 2020. And so let's talk about this idea of the swan song itself. This is an idea that is ancient in multiple societies. It's based on the idea that swans will sing out just before they die. And so this phrase ends up meaning that it's a metaphor for a final performance or a final accomplishment or, one last big stand sort of thing. And it is a subject or an idea that's been written about and used in art and storytelling all over the place for a long, long time, y'all. Chekhov wrote a play on this subject. Franz Schubert wrote music on this subject. I know of albums and novels and television shows and movies, and this idea of the swan song keeps coming back and coming back and coming back as a way or a vehicle for us to tell some really great stories. And so I will be curious as to how the musicians in Love Bites make their mark on this particular idea. It's going to be really, really interesting. Miyako is in the band. She plays guitars and keyboards, and she's the one who wrote the music for this piece. And she makes use of a well known piano etude by Friedrich Chopin. The etude that she uses is his revolutionary etude. That's its nickname. It's from his Opus 10 collection. And now this is an early work of Friedrich Chopin, as you can tell from the low opus number. The collection was written or finalized in 1831. He was only about 20 or 21 years old at the time. And this particular etude is the final, the 12th in that collection. And the legend is that he wrote it after Russians attacked Warsaw. But we've never really uncovered any direct evidence that corroborates that or directly connects those two things. They're just two things that happened to happen close in time to each other. And so it gets the nickname of the revolutionary etude. It's a pretty darn awesome etude, y'all. It's been a while since I heard it. Etudes themselves, historically, are written as study pieces. They're not designed for the concert stage, y'all. Most of the time, they are for students who are seeking to develop specific techniques as they are learning. They're learning pieces. So you might hear them on a student recital, but on a major concert stage, you would rarely, if ever, hear an etude performed. But along comes Chopin with his contemporary, the Hungarian composer Franz Liszt, and they turned the etude into a vehicle for a more fully developed concert piece. That is calling upon the performer to make use of all of those techniques that they studied and studied and studied and honed over years of practice. And so these are not easy pieces, y'all. So I'm going to be really, really curious as to how this piece from Chopin gets incorporated into this performance. Are they going to do it in the middle? Does the piece that they wrote use the same chord progression? Is it just an introduction? Is it at the end? I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm really eager to get to the music. And so I think that it is time for us to do so. We have Asami on vocals. Miyako is on the guitar and the piano. Midori is on guitar, and Miho is on the bass, and Haruna is on the drums. I believe this is going to be a live performance, as I think they only include the Chopin portion of this when they do it live. I don't think, at least from what I read, this isn't included on the original studio recording. So we're going to listen to them and watch them perform it live. And so I believe it is time, friends. Here is Lovebites with Swan Song. Off we go. Get it at the beginning. There's that big dominant 9 chord. Lands in C minor. Look at her go. The low note there, the anchor note, is the C. Remember, it's been a long time. Just right up the chromatic scale. Turns major. Minor 4. Major 1. Major 4 to minor 4 to a half cadence. If that was it, I'd be happy. We go to black screen. And off they go. That must have given her just enough time to get from the piano to the guitar. It's a descending fifth sequence. There's 4, there's 7, there's 3, 6, 2 diminished, 5, and 5 is lengthened, and 1. They're in B flat now. And listen to the double kick. Should have worn my double kick shirt. It's better to fail than not do anything at all. It's not the length but depth of life that counts. That was slick. They switch keys. We still get piano in this, so I don't know who's playing it though. Floating Lotus, you are so beautiful. Sing me your sweet song. The Legend of the Swan. went back to where they were. I'm impressed with the drummer. It's hard to do a pattern like that and not rush. You know, keeping it consistent. That's how they get there. So they went to G minor, which is 4-1 in D. Ooh. It's a lovely melody. It's just being metalized. Then they go back to here. She gave us that great piano solo. Why not a kick-ass guitar solo? I'm impressed. Check out the tapping. So rhythmically tight, y'all. A direct modulation back to their chorus. That piano's gotta be in a backing track. Cool. Another guitar solo. We get a chorus. It's like an opera chorus. She was talking about Valhalla in here. It's heroic. Okay, so now she's back at the piano. And they're back in that B-flat progression. Circle of fifths. Down by fifth, up by fourth, down by fifth, up by fourth, down by fifth, up by fourth. There's the F, down to B. This could be the Swan Song itself. And she resolved that and made it major at the end. Incredible performance. I was really impressed by that. Wow. Okay. Y'all. For the record, the piano at the end was not written by Chopin. That was written by them. It used the same progression that they had been using throughout there. They had two progressions throughout there. One key was B flat minor. The other key was D minor. Those are related. They're a chromatic third away from each other. And I think what I heard was in B flat, they're on the F chord, which is 5. And instead of going up to the regular 6th scale degree in a minor key, which would be G flat, they moved to G. up to the G or the sixth scale degree that would be from the B flat major scale. And that's what gets it to be 4-1 in D minor, and that's how they switched it. I think that's how they did it. It was really effective, quite effective. So I said during this that it sounds heroic. The main melody, the overarching melody, especially in the choruses, was a heroic melody, a soaring melody. It just had all of that rhythm supporting it underneath, and I think that these lyrics line up with that. I hear in these lyrics encouragement to rise above the ordinary, become heroic. Not necessarily a hero, but to try to break through and have some depth and meaning to what's going on and what you're doing. She references a brave soldier, a gallant warrior, and valor to those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. And she talks about Valhalla, valor to those who died in battle to Valhalla. There you go. Floating lotus, you are so graceful, saintly and glorious till the end of time. Floating lotus, you are so beautiful. Sing me your sweet song for the legend of the swan. The legend of the swan. I'm still looking through this. The verses are great too. In the first verse, I think I brought this out when they sang it. It's better to fail than not do anything at all. It's better to fail than not do anything at all. It's not the length, but the depth of life that counts. You may live a long life, but if it doesn't have meaning, if it doesn't have depth of experience, then what's it all for? Soak the marrow out of life. Seize the day, all that stuff, It's it makes me think that might be the tie-in with the Chopin piece, although there's no direct evidence that Chopin wrote his etude in response to the Soviet invasion of Warsaw. He was definitely in the midst of wartime atrocities as this piece was composed. And in that regard, I think Chopin did what he could to help himself and to help those around him rise above the noise of what was going on, and to help and continue to make the art that makes our conflicts worthy of sacrifice. It's not just a conquest for power. Most of the time, I think the conflicts that mean something, that have some that I have some understanding as to why they're doing it. It tends to be in a way to protect their society, their culture, their land, their home, which includes their art and their stories, their pictures and their photographs and their music and all of that. And it's what makes me equate a song like this with Swan Song, with going out in a blaze of glory, being heroic, with our backs against the wall. Will we make a stand, or will we fade away into the background of history? It's a choice. And I think it's an encouragement to be brave, to be courageous, and I really, really enjoyed the song. It's an amazing display of musicianship, isn't it? Across the entire band, but holy crap, Miyako. That was some wonderful playing. And doing Chopin like that, and then it all goes black, and you get your guitar on, and then off you're going into that riff. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with all 5 of these ladies, and all of their music here. The drummer was keeping that right in time, and that was some fast double kick, keeping that right together in a live context. I was really, really impressed by that. And it's always great to hear some Chopin, some classical influences making its way into these metal and rock songs. that I hear, whether they're overt like this or just kind of referenced. It makes it kind of fun for a person like me who's been well versed in the classical repertoire. So I had a good time today. I hope y'all did as well. This has been Swan Song from Lovebites. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of the Daily Doug.